Everybody knows. Yes,
Today?
three times today. NBC, Sirius XM. I'm gonna fly the plane back for the Dayton Flyers.
All right, so why don't you open it up? Hit him with a question you haven't asked him yet.
Oof, man,
Put you on the
that's
spot.
tough because this is the same. But for people that don't know, obviously we spent an enormous amount of time at Florida together. I want to tell this story right quick because it was one of the hardest things at 24 years old that I ever had to do. Coach Grant gets the VCU job and calls me and offers me his director of basketball operations job. And 5 minutes after I hung up the phone, and I'm driving to Richmond. I'm going. Here again. I'm getting in the car. And Coach Grant was my guy, and I'm going. Billy Donovan calls. And I pick up the phone, and I start the conversation off by saying, thank you for everything. He goes, I heard you're going to Richmond. I said, I am, Coach. Thank you so much. Thanks for everything you did for me in my career. I'm really, really excited to be joining Coach Grant's staff. He goes, whoa, I'm offering you the same job here. And telling Coach Grant no was one of the hardest things at that point in my life that I ever had to do, but it didn't matter. And my last game as a head coach, I have the picture saved on the phone. I had already been let go at UMass. We played Dayton, great game, down to the wire in the quarterfinals in this building in D.C., and he's been there for me my entire career. And that moment, I got that picture saved on my phone where he gave me this huge hug. I mean, it was over for me, but he's always been there for me. That's who he is. And I'm not trying to get sappy, but that's who this guy is, just so you know.
I think anybody who's watched this show the last 2 years can attest to I've pretty much gotten that way with him too. I mean, like, you just – Nate, you can speak to this. You've been coached by him now. Like, he's just different.
Yeah.
He's just different than most coaches. You know, there's just something about Anthony Grant. He probably hates this right now that we're talking about him, right? He hates
You guys do realize I'm sitting here, right?
He wants to leave right now, but like the character, just how he is with you guys in terms of holding you accountable. It's not going to let you skip steps,
Right.
But being able to put his arm around you and you know he's there for you.
Right. Yeah, it's incredibly special, and I think, it helps us go out there and play even harder for him because we know what type of coach he is and what type of person he is, that he cares about us as players and people. So, it speaks volumes to the person he is.
How are you feeling? You healthy?
Yeah, good. Full go now.
Hip surgery,
No,
right?
Where are we at? Not just how are we feeling.
Yeah.
The reporter in me here. Anthony's hating this right now. Where are we at? Are you able to go 5-on-5 contact now? Are you going to be ready to go?
Yeah, I've been full go. So ever since practice started doing 5-on-5 and stuff like that. So now I'm full practice, full go.
When was hip surgery? When was it?
I believe it was April 22nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because I do my research, I'm a part of the media now. I don't know if you guys did this, and we've talked about this a couple times already. But this is pretty neat.
Okay.
2 sisters played in college. Brother played in college. Mom and dad both played in college. Everybody in his family at some point in time has played on the Puerto Rican national team.
Okay.
I asked him, who's the best shooter in the family? He did not even flinch.
Who is it?
It's me. 1,000% me.
Humble. Nice and humble. Your poor siblings.
I just got to stick it to my siblings because, when I was growing up, they were always beating me up, and I could never win a game.
You're
So
the
now,
youngest?
so now that I got that over them, I hold it against
Are you
them.
the tallest?
Nah, my brother is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 6'8".
Malachi Smith, obviously, when he's healthy, he kind of changes what you guys can be. Had the ACL last year. Where is he at? Is he going to be ready for the start of the season?
Yeah, well, I was really enjoying the interview, guys. This is my type of interview where I don't have to say a word, and you guys just kind of take the mic, man, and go with it.
I
got to deal with it.
I'm going to watch you dance around the Malachi.
Honestly, Malachi's doing great, and I think obviously his injury last year happened in our first game, and he's worked really hard to get himself back, and honestly, from the surgeries that he had before on his ankle at the end of his sophomore season, by the time we were scheduled to start practice, he probably wasn't fully ready, and he tried to push himself through. I think this time he's been able to have a full amount of time to get his body and his mind physically and mentally ready. And so he's doing really well. You know, from a physical standpoint, he looks great, is playing well. I think that probably the last little piece for him, because a lot of what he went through was just bad luck, right, where his injuries took place and the way they took place. The last little piece for him will be the mental hurdle, right, to just have that full confidence that, hey, I'm good to go. I can go out there and play the way I know how to play, the way I've always played. So he's doing really well.
When you pair him with Posh in a backcourt, like that's what you're sitting there thinking about, like, ooh, we could win something with these two.
Yeah, I really like our backcourt in terms of the experience. We have veterans and we have guys that are experienced in college basketball. So I think when you look at a guy like Malachi, who even though he sat out last year, is a veteran, right? He's a proven competitor, proven winner. I would throw in, Javon Bennett and Enoch Cheeks, and the fact that, Javon is in his third year and stepped in to fill a void that we needed him to fill last year. And he did a great job with that. And Enoch Cheeks is the guy that's in his fifth year and was a huge part and kind of an unsung hero for us last year that didn't get a lot of recognition in terms of what he brought to our team. And so, you add Posh in with that mix. We've got a deep, veteran, experienced backcourt to go along with the guy like Nate, who obviously we know what he brings to the table in terms of his skill set. And, some other pieces like a Jacob Connor that we added. We feel real good about what he brings to the table, along with, the front court guys with Zed Key, Isaac Jack, and then a couple of redshirt freshmen and true freshmen that'll join the team as well.
Yeah, I know Nate likes bringing Posh in because now you got Posh and Enoch to play the defense, and that frees him up to just shoot as many shots as he can, right?
Well, he's going to get them up. Just think about it. He's going to get them up. But, I think we've got some guys that can help him get them up.
Coach, I want to shift gears a little bit here and talk about the charity exhibition game. I'm going to be fortunate enough to be on the call, which I'm really excited to come up and see your family, see your wife, Chris. JaysLight.org last year, you guys played against Ohio State. This year, bringing Xavier in, it's even expanded even more to 2 other games for this cause. Just talk about how it went into creating this game again with Xavier and how you got these other coaches involved to bring awareness to mental health.
Yeah, well, thanks for asking the question, Matt. So for us, obviously with our daughter's passing 2 years ago, for my wife and I, it's been on our heart that we wanted to do as much as we could to advocate for mental health, to help try to reduce the stigma around mental health and around suicide ideation. And so last year we were able to partner with Coach Holtman and Ohio State in creating a game. We were able to do a town hall where the Helinskis, I don't know if you're familiar with Helinskis Hope, Mark and Kim were able to come in and share their story and just spread their knowledge and their awareness. We were able to partner with different organizations in our community that are already doing good work, and our vision was that we were hoping to be able to use the platform that we have to highlight other people that are already doing great work in the space, so that people that would be in need, whether they're going through a mental health crisis of their own or have a loved one that's going through it, or God forbid maybe in the future if they find themselves in one, that they would know what resources are available, where to go to try to get help. Things that for us obviously are near and dear to us in terms of what we experienced and what we continue to experience on a daily basis. So the inaugural event, we felt like as exhausting as it was to have to go through some of that, the benefit of it was we felt like we helped. We were able to get people to have that conversation, to be willing to maybe go and maybe look at their mindset toward mental health maybe a little differently than they were before they heard our story, before they heard the Helinsky story, before they heard of some of the resources that are available. And so you move that forward, and one of our partners is CareSource, and they were partnering with us last year. They're in a lot of different markets across the country, and they had the idea of being able to take what we did at Dayton and expand it to different areas, right? And so Cincinnati and Ohio State will play a game in Cincinnati. Kansas and Arkansas will play a game in Kansas. And the thing I asked CareSource to make sure that we did with these games was to keep the focus on mental health awareness, right, and helping people in those regions understand what was available to them and try to help reduce that stigma around those sources. So we're excited that Sean at Xavier was willing to partner with us this year to play the game in Dayton. And obviously, you know, the programs have a rich history in basketball, but I think Sean would agree with me in terms of it's bigger than basketball in terms of what we get a chance to do. And I think both teams can exist where it'll be a great experience for both of our teams on the floor. But more importantly, the people that will get a chance to be a part of that will hopefully learn more and be able to advocate for themselves and people they love. And, man, I can't thank you enough for coming in with us and doing the game, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. We know that place will be rocking.
Yeah, no doubt. No, listen, anything, anything we can do to help, we're here for it.
Jeff, thank you for all you do in terms of getting the word out, and last year that was huge for you to be able to get that word out to everybody that follows you in terms of what we're doing. So I appreciate it.
No, it's been tough to watch, obviously, what your family's gone through, but I think on one hand it's been very nice to watch you be more open about it and help other people. That's been, listen, there's no bright spot in this, but I love that you're doing this. I love that you're doing it, and I love that you're comfortable doing it.
Thank you.
So, listen, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man.
Always great to
Always
see
a
you.
pleasure.
Nate,
Always
keep
a
getting those shots up. All right, no matter what he says, keep getting them up. The next one's always going in. All right?
Yep. Coach, appreciate
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Nate.
I'll be there.
Coach said I'll see you on the plane.
I think I'm
So,
done with
Coach
Dayton for
McCall
today.
there. Yeah,
That's-
you better-
I think that's it.
Well,
I don't think I had him again.
You got no more
better be.
questions.
I got no
for
more
him.
questions.